Oh, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Come on in. Thank you for joining this evening. We will be starting in a few minutes, so I appreciate you coming in tonight. So let's go ahead and get in here and let's start. Let's start. So I hope you guys are having a good evening. So come on in, come on in, come on in. And if you're having a problem, I'm going to go ahead and share the link inside the Zoom room. Okay. So I welcome you all in. I appreciate you guys coming in today. I really do. And I love being here with you guys every Wednesday. So come on in, like and share, like and share. We'll be starting in about 5 minutes. So we'll start at 6 o'clock. So let's make sure that everybody is there. We were having a problem last week with LinkedIn. So I'm going to see, hopefully I can get that all taken care. Hold on, I'm having a problem with this. Okay, that's not working right. So let me get this together. So let me make sure we get LinkedIn together too. So hope you guys having a good evening. Come on in, please. And let's see what we can do. It looks like this week is gonna be all right when it comes down to LinkedIn. Awesome. I'm happy about that. I don't know what was going on, but we were having a problem connecting last week. So I do apologize for anybody that was trying to watch on LinkedIn and wasn't able to watch on LinkedIn. We were here, and for some reason, it was some technical difficulties there, but we are here to this week. And so I appreciate you coming in here. I know it has a lot of glitches on, like it goes back and forth on what is it? Because you can't see the whole screen on what is it? Instagram. So I'm posting the link. If you're on Instagram, you should be able to click that link. It can come on in into the Zoom room and you can see everything live as we go through it. So please come on in, and I appreciate you guys tonight. We'll be starting in about 3 minutes, and I am excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight. So as usual, I'm excited about it, and I'm glad that you guys are here to join me. So just come on into the room, and I don't know why. See, why is it not letting me do it? I don't see it. Okay. All right, you should hear me now. Should hear me now. I'm not really sure why this is not letting me, but not acting right. Now Facebook doesn't want to act right this week, but that's okay. So like I said, coming in, let me get into this thing here and make sure that you can actually share it, because when I come in and am doing it live, what happens is that it actually it makes it just for me, for me to do it. So I should be able to add a comment here. So all right. So come on in and let's get this on. We got 2 more minutes. So like and share, like and share, like and share. I appreciate you guys coming in here and doing that. So yeah. So yeah, live chat overview. It looks like everything is working good on across the social medias. Oh, the one place that didn't chart is on YouTube. So yes, we're on YouTube too. Yes, we're on YouTube too. So I know I'm kind of talking soft tonight, kind of tired tonight. So I apologize for that. But I will, when we get into the information, it's going to be, like I said, we're going to get into it and really dig into it tonight. And tonight we're going to be talking about leading with integrity. And that is something that, people have been talking about, being, about values and things of that, when it comes down to being a business owner and what that means to you as a business owner. So we're going to talk about that and really dig into it tonight. And I hope you guys will take this and like I said, like and share this content to your friends and family that have businesses or thinking about having a business, because that's what this is here for, and to help everybody along the way. I know I know that we have different subjects, and you guys can absolutely submit your questions and ask the coaches about submitting your questions, and they get answered in one of the live sessions that will follow it, and we will let you know. As long as you don't have to send us your email, but if you give us your email, we will email you and let you know when that particular session is going to be, or that particular question is going to be covered in a session for you. So let's get into this, right? Let's get into it. It's 6 o'clock. So I would like to tell you, like, welcome to today's session of Ask the Coach with me, Rolanda Michele. And tonight we're going to be, like I said, discussing leading with integrity, like building a value-driven business. And I'm thrilled to dive into this. This is just a very important conversation about how aligning your business with your core values, such as like transparency and respect and humanity, um, can lead to lasting success. So by the end of this session, um, so by the end of the session, what I think you're going to get from here, this is what I think you're going to get from here. You'll have actionable insights of how to implement some value-driven approaches that will resonate across your organization. Because hey, let's think about it. When we're talking about a value-driven organization, value-driven business, that's everybody, right? Not just you thinking about it. It is everybody, and it's a very it is a very specific move that you're going to be making to do this. Make it is a decision that you make and implement into your business. So let's start talking about it, right? Let's start talking about it. So in today's business world, like, the most successful companies are often those that hold true to their core values, right? When leaders operate with integrity, right, and it creates a ripple effect across the organization. It leads to like stronger teams inside your organization and better customer relationships and sustained growth. So look, your values are your superpower to attract customers, clients, and great personnel and resources. Okay, they're your superpower. In fact, it's a strategic advantage. It's a strategic advantage in today's world to have values and live your values within inside of your organization. Right? People want to make sure that you're not just saying, "Oh, I have these values," yep, but you're not living by them. It is an advantage to you as a business to have values, live by those values, and work on those values, and working the parameters around it, and making sure that everything you're doing is built around your values as an organization. So today we'll explore why aligning business practices with values is not just a nice to have. It just really isn't. It's critical. Is a critical foundation for building a lasting and successful business. Okay, this is something that you'll see. And if you ever like talk to me, or we ever were in another, you might see it in another session, and I talk about how values mean a lot to people, especially with different generations. Your values will attract um, clients and customers, right? And also, like I said, and also resources, because people are making decisions based off of their values now. We're starting to see that. Okay. So let's think about this, right? Let's think about this. Integrity in a business, or in your business, is a more than just being honest. It really is. It's about ethical decision making, transparent communication, and leading by example. Okay. So it's more than just saying, okay, I'm honest. I'm an honest person, right? It's more than that, right? It really is. So when we're thinking about ethical decision making, like, it's the process of considering different ethical rules, principles, and guidelines that affect your decision. Like, you take these in consideration, you evaluate and you select among alternatives in a manner that is align and it's in line with your ethical principles as an individual business owner and as well as your business values that you set forth, right? Honest communication. Well, I mean, we like I got it, right? But honest communication just means you should be straightforward, right? You need to just tell the truth and give complete information. The other part about that is you need to ensure your intent is understood. Yeah, not just give the information, but make sure that it's clear, right? It's clear that your intent is understood and you are sincere. People will see it. Will see when you're being not authentic. That's the word that people like to use all the time now. Authenticity, right? So in writing, in speech, in other nonverbal communications, be straightforward in expressing the truth and do not mislead. Do not mislead because this is something that I will tell you if you're looking at being, having a value, driven organization, value-based organization, this is really important because people are going to say, you know what, they're always misleading the public. And guess what? In some situations, you can actually get in trouble as far as the business is concerned if you're misleading on a product that you have. So lead by example. And I mean that by when it comes to your leader. You are the leader of your organization. You can be a CEO, you can be the president, a vice president. If you're a manager or a supervisor, lead by example and model the behavior that you want to see in your team, right? That is how you make sure that you build great teams. That's how you get that value and integrity in your leadership, right? Don't push your team members toward excellence. Don't push them, right? Demonstrate the excellence, right? Be out front and show them this is what I mean when I say these things. So demonstrate that excellence. So when leaders act with integrity, it builds trust within your employees, your partners, and your customers. This trust is the bedrock upon which all your success and sustainable businesses are built. They have to trust you. They have to trust you. Integrity in leadership fosters loyalty, and loyalty drives long-term success. So when I'm talking about integrity and value based, right? I am not just talking about, oh, just some pie in the sky. This translates into dollars. This translates into success. This is not just a matter of the heart, but it's also a matter of the brain because it's a strategic decision that you're making to be this type of organization. Okay. So, what is the impact, right, of integrity on your work culture, right? And we hear this all the time about business culture, office culture. These are buzzwords people like to say all the time, right? A value-driven culture does more than just create a positive work environment. It creates a sense of belonging and purpose for your employees, right? Which in turn drives higher engagement and retention of them, right? And it, like I said, and attracts quality people to your organization. I want to work for that organization because they mean something. They're doing something over there. Businesses that prioritize integrity in their operations often experience greater customer loyalty, right? Stronger brand identity, and we'll talk about one in particular in a couple of slides, and more consistent performance. When values are deeply integrated into your work culture, everyone, when I say everyone, I mean your employees and your customers, they all feel aligned with the mission and value of the company. And I repeat this over and over again. A value driven business is a strategic advantage. It really is. Okay. When we think about our values, like I said, there's more than just these buzzwords that people talk about. And I'm going to talk about something very personal in this next slide. Because, like I said, I am very transparent. So, when we're talking about core values, transparency, respect, and humanity, these are the ones that's right there on the screen, right? I'm going to just say this. This is something that I will say. This slide right here is talking about my organizations. Right. This year within my companies, and I own a couple of them, I stress documenting our values. Right. Yeah, we were working with our values. It wasn't like we were just operating without them. We had our values. We just never wrote them down in black and white. It was as we grew, we have been growing. I understood that the values that we have will ensure everyone is aligned. Not just a conversation, but it's written there, you know. It would guide us, right? As we seek, and we have, and we found new staff, right? And as well as determine which organizations and people we want to work, like with whom we want to work with, because we want to work with people that actually have the same values that we have, right? So transparency, respect, and humanity are a few of our organization's core values. So let me explain how these values can support any business, not just mine, but how these kind of core values can really support your business. So core values such as these, like I said, transparency and respect and humanity should be reflective in every aspect of your business, right? From the way you treat your employees to the decisions you make about your customers' experience. So when you have these values, they are a part of everything that you're doing. Transparency means being open and honest about your operations, right? Respect means treating everyone, and I'm mean everyone, your customers, your team members alike, with dignity. And humanity is about ensuring that people always come before profit. When I say this, I have been in organizations that I saw that customers were actually treated so well. Uh, you know, and when it came down and clients and when it came down to how they treated the employees and the staff, it was totally different than the way they treated their customers. But the customers didn't realize how the employees were being treated because they were so they were love bombed by these organizations, that made them believe that they were being treated well. They had no clue, like, why wouldn't you treat the people that work for you, the people that are doing these things, well, right? And I could tell you what happened in that organization, that yes, they are still in business. They are a very big business that I'm talking about, but the actual, attrition rate, the people that are leaving, oh, that's high. People don't stay. People just don't stay. So businesses that live by these principles, live by their principles, often find that they become more resilient and trusted by their customers, right? With this understanding, right? And we understood that it was inside of our organization. So with this understanding, we began to implement policies to support our values. So when you're thinking about your values, when you're thinking about your organization, what your mission, what are you standing for, right? You want to make sure that you implement policies, external and internal, that actually reflect your values, right? Whatever they are. These are just a couple of values that we have, and we have a couple more, but these are a couple of values that we have. And I'm just saying that when you think about your organization, think about how you can take these values that you create and build your organization, your practices, your policies, what you're doing, the way you run your businesses, your pay scale around these values that you have. Okay. So now I want to get into it, because you might say, hey, you know what? You just said something crazy, girl. You just said people will come before profit. And I know that might be like, wait a minute. Well, that's so you saying you want to lose money? No, I am not saying to lose money. Here's a real world example. Okay. So when we're thinking about over one of the most powerful examples that I saw, like with integrity, is Patagonia. Okay. Uh, they have consistently aligned their business practices with core values such as environmental responsibility and ethical labor practices. If you look this company up, you will see it. If you put this company in values next to it, you will see their values. They have them out there. They lead with those. This commitment has not only built a loyal customer base, because they have a loyal customer base, but also strengthened their brand reputation as a leader in sustainability. Okay. So they focus on values driven leadership. their focus on values-driven leadership allows them to grow sustainably while making a positive impact in the world, right? And this company proves that doing good indeed is good business. I'm going to give you some numbers about this same company. Okay. So look, I know they do all of this, right? And they still command their prices. They're not a cheap company, right? They're not. If you look it up, they're not sitting there like, oh well, you got $5 stuff. No, they're commanding a good price. And people are willing to pay because they understand what they stand for. This company has an estimated value about 3 billion. Yes, billion dollars, and brings in over 100 million in annual revenue. And this is per a survey from 2023. So understand having a mission and being a values driven business can be profitable. Okay, they're making their profits. They're not, yes, you're like, well, wow, they made all this money, but they have so many different social organs. Just look up this company. I'm not promoting this company for any reason except for showing as an example of how you can have a values driven business, values, and have your leadership thinking about this all the time, thinking about your values and everything that they're doing, how they're running their business, and it still remain profitable. It's not like it's something that is unobtainable. That's the point that I'm getting at right now. It is absolutely something that you can absolutely do. So, all right. So now we know. Now we know that we can do this, right? We can be a value-driven organization. We can drive our business with our values. We can align everything with our values, and we can still be profitable. Okay. So let's think about that. So there are practical steps you can take to ensure that your business aligns your core values, like aligns with your core values. Because I want to give you some tools about embedding those core values into what you're doing. Leadership assessments, sure, right here. Yes. Leadership assessments can help you identify whether your leaders are embodying the company's values. Now, let me just say this. So often, we see companies evaluate the subordinates, but never have the subordinates evaluate the leaders. Let me tell you something about that. You get so much information, you will get great information if you allow a blind and not retaliatory, cannot let them retaliate, 360 exam from people looking down, people looking up. Okay. Because you want to make sure that your leaders inside your organization are absolutely embodying what you're standing for, right? Employee feedback mechanisms allow you to gauge how well your values are resonating also throughout your organization. Like, do you think that we are living our values? Because that is something important, because they can tell you a lot of valuable information if you allow them to speak to you, right? And lastly, conducting value alignment workshops ensures that everybody in your company understands and embraces these principles. Right? These tools provide clarity and a roadmap for making sure your values aren't just words, right? Written on a piece of paper, that they are actually part of your daily operations. Okay? Your culture. They are part of your culture, right? So what I want to tell you, so if you want to do, what can I do right now? Focus on actionable steps you can take today. What can you do today to help you align and move into this type of value-based organization? Let me say this again. There are a group of consumers, and that group of consumers are growing because that group of consumers are starting to get jobs, and these consumers do look at your values. They make decisions about your values, because you have to remember this one thing out there. Usually there's more than one person selling a similar thing. Your values can actually be your value proposition in the case of those people. So understand that this is not just me saying this about, oh, well, just be goody goody. Yes, it's a good thing. But it also will help you grow your business. It's a very strategic move, and it's also a good thing for everyone around when you're being, a good company, right? So when we're talking about this now, okay, let's talk about this. So how to implement value-driven leadership? Well, to create a truly values-driven organization, it's essential to embed these values into your leadership and decision-making processes. You have to do this. One way to do this is by making data-driven decisions that align with both your values and your business objectives. I will never tell you to do something that's against your business objectives, right? You need to make sure that everything that you're doing is part of your business objectives, right? So, for example, are you your hiring practices reflecting reflecting your respect, right, and inclusion, if those are one of your values, right? These are the kinds of questions that will help that we help our clients with answering, right? Ensuring that that's part of their business. Right? Because we want to make sure that if you are going to be a value-driven organization, if you need help to become a value-driven organization, we are going to make sure that everything that you're doing embeds your values inside of your organization, if that's your goal, right? But on top of that, remaining profitable, remaining successful, there's not they're not exclusive, right? They're not mutually exclusive. That you can do them both together. You can do all of them together, right? So we help our clients to answer these questions and making sure that they're aligned with their business objectives and their business goals. Our goal is to help you create a sustainable, values-driven business. That's what we do, right? One that delivers. We want to make sure that you deliver results in employee retention. We have clients that have a high level of turnover, right? And we want to make sure that you have customer satisfaction and market trust. Building these things are important for you, and building those things can start with, if you just think about your values and your leadership, and making sure that your values are driving your business. Okay. There's a lot of things going on out here in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're in the US, we're in the election season, we're talking about a lot of things. There's a lot of things that can change, but that doesn't mean that you have to change your values because somebody else is in the White House, or somebody else is in the mayor's office or governor's office, or you just having a bad day. You just have that bad day, but keep your values the same. It's very important that we stay in tuned with our values, and making sure they're that they're, like I said, they're embedded in everything that we do. Our hiring practices, the way we treat our clients, our customers, and just our interactions. Because even if we have potential clients or potential customers, we want to make sure that we treat those people with the same level of respect. Even if they decide not to come with us, we're not going to treat, oh, well, we're going to be mean to you now. No, that's not good business. Let me just say, just like that, that's just not good business. Okay. So now let's think about this. Now I want to invite you to take a moment, and I want you to think about some stuff. I want you to reflect on your core values, right? I gave you a glimpse of what we have, right? I want you to think about your core values. And I want you to ask yourself these questions. What are the values that guide your leadership and business practices? right? What are your values? What, because you're probably already working with some level of values, even if you didn't like say these are our values. You are probably working with some values, like, because we just do. Okay. How well are these values currently integrated in your daily operations? Like, and where do you see opportunities for improvement? Like, because like I said, you're probably working with some values. So taking that moment and thinking about them, you're like, okay, well, where could you get, where are they? Are they in your day-to-day practices? And where are some opportunities that, hey, we're missing the mark right here a little bit. And it's okay, because taking an evaluation is what we're supposed to do to grow our businesses. Remember, our businesses aren't stagnant. They grow with us as we learn more, we do more, we become better at it. So I would love for you guys to put some reflections in the comments if you're reading this now, if in or later on. Please put your reflections or questions in a comment, understanding that where you are today is your first step, right? It's your first. Doesn't matter if it's where you like, hey, you know what, this is might be something that I need to do. Take a moment. Um, Understanding where you are today is your first step to aligning your leadership and your organization with your values. So it doesn't matter if you're off, right? It doesn't matter if you're not where you say, hey, I thought I was here, but I'm really not when I really take the evaluation and doing this. But this exercise was very helpful and very insightful for me and my team. It really was. We were able to see where what we were doing. Like we really were. We were able to see what we were doing versus what we thought we were doing and what we wanted to do. We were able to see all of that, right? We work every day to implement new policies and practices and procedures that align with our values, to ensure that they are felt. You know, I said they are felt internally as well as externally with those we talk to and we work with, right? We we have to, yes, we are making some other business decisions. We have to grow our business, but we need to make sure that everything that we're doing is aligning to our core values. Every practice that we do, when we write a policy that's external facing, we have to make sure, is this policy that we wrote? Like we had a late payment policy. Is this policy staying true to our core values that we have set forth for our organization? And when we looked at it, I was like, when I first looked at what was written, I said, wait, let's think about this. And we have made that policy more robust, you know, because we were still staying in line, even with the late payment policy. We made sure we stayed in line with our core values, right? And that is what I mean when I'm saying make sure that what you are doing every day reflects with those values that you have. Okay. So now, we went through a lot. Okay, so I mean, I think it's one more slide of this, but I just want to thank you right now. I want you to thank you right now for joining me to explore how leading with integrity can transform your business, right? And I do hope that you gain some valuable insight and are inspired to realign your leadership with your core values, right? Or readjust them or make sure that they're aligned, right? If you would like to learn more about our coaching and our consulting services, or just for additional resources, um, you can go ahead and I welcome you to, go ahead and have a discovery call with us, right? And we are also here, and you can submit your questions to us. And we're also here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern to answer any questions that you have. So let me go ahead and put that discovery call inside of the chat so you can have it. Look, we're here, and I'm telling you that I like being here, and I like helping everyone out during these sessions. It's kind of insightful to me, and I love to listen to what people have in there have to say. So I really love to hear about it. So I will want you to please um come into, like I said, submit a question and go through the links. I know it's kind of difficult. I know, like, especially if you're on Instagram. So please, if you're on Instagram, I told you know there's some links there. You can actually have came into the Zoom room. I'd love to you guys invite you to the Zoom room. So I want you guys to understand. You can submit your questions. We're here, and I hope you gain some insight. And if you are on Instagram, I know what's going to happen afterwards. What's going to happen is that you're not going to be able to see the replay of this unless you go to another social media, which is Facebook. Most of you guys probably have Facebook or YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and give that link to my Zap account so you can go ahead and follow me on social media so you can get to those other places as well. And last but not least, I would like to tell you that if you, like I said, you want to do the discovery call, but you can submit your questions. You can use the QR codes here too. So let me make sure I put the question link for you too, so you can submit a question. And I thank you so much for joining me this week. As I'm here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And you can submit your questions to me and I will absolutely love to answer them. And like I said, if you leave your email in the if you leave your email in when you submit the question, we will email you back and let you know when that particular episode is going to be live so you can come in and hear the response to your question live. Okay. So like I would like to tell you guys, as always, I appreciate you guys joining me. I appreciate your time. And I know that it can be kind of, 6 o'clock, you might be eating dinner, but I do appreciate your time. Please like and share this whole thing. I really want you guys to know that that's what I'm here for, to help you and assist you with these things. But yeah, have a great evening. And I will be talking to you very, very soon. And I appreciate your time. Bye-bye.